Hello viewers, I'm SB, and welcome to Endless Space 2. I am so excited for this game. Any of you who have been with the channel for very long know that I loved Endless Legend, played the heck out of Endless Legend. But this is my first foray into Endless Space 2, and I have intentionally learned nothing about the mechanics. So, hopefully this will be entertaining and interesting to somebody. I've turned the game difficulty to serious, because I'm pretty good at 4X games in general, but I don't really know what I'm getting into here. And let's just get started. I have high hopes. My hopes are high enough that I'm probably setting myself up for disappointed. It would be hard for a game to be as good as I hope that this game is. But, I have a lot of faith in Amplitude. I think they've produced a couple of really stellar games, and hopefully we can add this one to that list. It says the game is launched and ready, and yet here we are, at the loading screen.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelivus, we have become a proud and powerful nation. It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek our destiny among the stars.
Okay, Jingoistic Space Marines, I know this song.
Future that we can build. We shall construct great fleets, send them out to make great discoveries, and through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy. We will discover new sciences and new life. We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots. Together, we shall leave our mark on history.
Boy, that ain't subtle.
For together, we can become anything our hearts desire.
That's fine, we don't need subtle.
Whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
Alright, we are playing as the United Empire, because that is the first faction it's suggested. So, probably they're sort of the simplest.
A time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire. Usurpers have been vanquished, disagreements resolved, wars
Is this me or like my advisor?
The Empire is truly united. Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars, to bring your great civilization to other worlds, to impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Yeah, it will just be very convincing, I'm sure. Alright, so the United Empire is an influence and industry-based faction. Sure, let's click on the technology screen, why not? So, I assume we're going to have... Ooh, this is maybe a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. I kind of thought it was going to be a little more Endless Legendy. Alright, let's figure this out. The United Empire can unlock new technologies using science resource to research. Select an initial technology from the tech tree if I want to learn more. Well, I'm sure I do. So what do we have already? We have xenolinguistics, allowing us to speak to other races, I'm assuming. And it also gives us access to xeno-industrial infrastructure, which is a lot of industry, and the ability to exploit titanium. And then down here, we can get access to Hyperium. It's interesting that that's an early game resource in this one. I guess things are shuffled around a little bit. So this is the industry and building stuff part of the tree. Up here we have, I'm assuming, military from that. N-Wave fusion. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on with this tech tree. So we research a certain number of techs, I'm assuming, to research a certain number of techs in a quadrant to push that quadrant's progress up. Yeah, looks like. Okay, well, in Endless Legend and in most of these types of games, food and industry are the things you usually want to get settled really quickly. So it looks like we already have a decent industry building, maybe. I don't know, plus 10 might not be a lot relative to this game's numbers. Off-world agribusiness grants infinite supermarkets. That's a good number. I guess let's pick up planetary landscaping. It's important for people to be able to eat. Sustainable farming. Alright. However, you can also buy out a construction using influence. I think I may have Okay, you can buy out. You can straight buy technology with influence. That's interesting. It says click on the dedicated buyout button, but I don't have. I can't click that button. It doesn't do anything. Okay, you know what? I don't really want to prevent any future tutorial information from being displayed, but I actually can't do the thing it wants me to do. Alright, you can also click the system if you want to learn more about the other special attributes. So, in these games, you colonize systems. So as we can see here, we have colonized this planet, Raya, our homeworld of Raya. And around us, we have a toxic world, an ice world. A unique skill for the United Empires to buy out ongoing constructions and ships using influence rather than dust. Click on an improvement in the construction queue to learn more about the influence buyout. Okay, so like this, perhaps. Cerebral reality. Yeah, so we can buy stuff out with influence. Influence is a pretty weird resource, frankly. Obviously, we can't afford that either. Notice that all buildings you construct will increase your influence even if they are built using industry. I do not notice that. You know what? I didn't actually look at what our special faction stuff is. So the Federated Systems of SB. We get a 10th of an influence per industry spent on building stuff. That's actually pretty interesting. And then we can use the influence to straight buy tech. So constructing buildings gives us cheaper tech, basically. Okay, we have... oh boy. Iconography that I do not recognize. So we have +1 dancing starfish on our home system. That's probably important. Minus 25% over-colonization penalty on Empire. I'm assuming over-colonization, given that this trait is called expansionist, refers to the number of worlds rather than the number of citizens on each world. Plus 25% citizen capacity, maybe soldier capacity. And we get to start with xenolinguistics and off-world agribusiness. So much like Endless Legend, you get to start with 2 free techs. Okay, well, we're going to figure this out. It's just going to take a little while. And we have a hero named Dmitry Lenko. He's got a hell of a beard. And I assume a skill tree, and oh, he has a little spaceship. Of course he does. It's endless space. Why wouldn't he have a spaceship? Man, wow. Is that a good idea to just fire guns in 3 directions all the time? Just off into the weird sort of like blue-gray void? So he's a counselor. Focuses on empire-wide resources. Counselor's ship is heavily oriented towards support modules with limited weapon and defense capabilities. Man. And over here he has his skill tree. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on under the hood of this game. Oh, hey, this symbol. What does this symbol mean? That symbol means Hisho? Okay, so that's really interesting. Our populations on our planets are actually broken down into different groups. Aggressive and martial, the Hisho are known for their willingness to defend their honor and their allies. They like militarists. Politically, they're a big fan of militarists. I don't know a lot about the political systems here either. Alright, well, it looks to me like this this tutorial is maybe not going to help us, because I can't buy stuff out with influence, and it seems to be waiting for that to move forward. Alright, what else do we have? We have a fleet. The galaxy holds many secrets, weird physics, strange life forms, relics of the endless. Starting an expedition to search system curiosities can lead to great riches. Such an action will use one of your fleet probes. Also, you'll notice that some curiosities require more advanced technologies to be searched. Hover the cursor over the Start Expedition Fleet action. So we can search for curiosities in this system. Okay. Doing this has political impact as well. Okay, there's a whole political system that we're going to have to learn. Well, let's do it. Let's start an expedition. So let's start an expedition on the planet that I can currently... Okay, no, we want to do it on one of these that... let's do it on... Can I do it on Hadar? Because this one seems to have 2. Or do I select... I select a specific curiosity? An electromagnetic message of unknown origin and age. Okay, yeah, figure it out. What have we discovered? Your analysis of the signal has revealed star charts. Nodes have been revealed, and there's an exploration effect. We'll learn in more detail what these things mean later. So we have one more probe. I mean, we may as well check this one out too, right? An atmospheric curiosity. Sure, let's see what that is. We've discovered a deserted city, or that there are many deserted cities, perhaps. An eerie reminder of yet another lost civilization. Okay, that's interesting. We got some, we upgraded this planet, basically, by discovering that it's covered in cities. And also, we got 25 influence, which is cool. It's not nearly enough to do anything with, but a good start, I'm sure. Oh, this has a detrimental anomaly. It is heavily irradiated. Okay, I'm seeing how this goes. So we have another ship, though, right? Does this ship also have... No, this is a different kind of ship. This is a settler. Oh, okay, I see. So we have a settler and a patrol ship, which is the thing that had the... So our settler needs to find us a place to settle. We've discovered a couple of systems thanks to the probing that we did. Do any of these systems have habitable planets? Ooh, a large colonizable jungle. Oh man, this is so cool. We don't know how to ice planet yet. But I mean, that's colonizable is good enough for me. That is all the words I need to see. This game is gorgeous, by the way. I am really digging this already. Let's have a look at the Wrath system. Wrath 1. It's a little warm for our taste. That's fine. What about Wrath 2? Wrath 2 is completely frozen. It has dope rings, though. And Wrath 3 is just barren and flat. Very scientific, apparently. Well, I guess I know where we're sending our settler, given that there's only one planet that we're aware of that we could possibly settle. Yeah, you. Can I just... Is this how this works? No, I have to tell you to go to the system. Yeah. Okay, and I see there's a number of movement pips along the path representing how many points of movement it will take to get there. Should our patrol ship go with him? Oh, I used up all my move. I guess launching the probes must cost move. Wait, did I... It looks to me like this is my movement, right? So we can auto-explore, we can give them the guard action. Enemy ships will be stopped for one turn when entering orbit. We can blockade opponents' systems, lowering their production. Okay, so it's like Siege. We can go to sleep. We just say, hey, we're done. You know, I'm going to actually send him out here, too. Settler might need protection. Alright, well, I guess that's our first turn. This is the options menu. We haven't had our building something, but is this actually what we want to build? Hold on, let's cancel that. Endless Research Park and Endless World. It's like a theme park? No, sorry, it's an industrial park. It's a very different sort of park. So this is a powerful building. Oh, this is like a wonder. This requires resources and stuff. Okay, I see. So do we want to pick up science and dust, a smaller amount of food and industry, a whole lot of industry, plus 10 per fertile, per planet, and per temperate. Our planet is some of those things, right? Our planet is both fertile and temperate. Yeah, you know what? That costs 280. Oh, I see. These are much cheaper. This also costs 280. Our infinite supermarket. This will raise our... So I guess that's like... Our people will prefer an ecologist government if we have supermarkets. And we try to, like, balance their desires to make sure that the people we want in power are actually in power. Something like this. I guess let's start with drone networks, because this is much cheaper than building Xeno-industrial infrastructure. We'll build this, get a little bit of extra industry, channel that into building this, and then I guess we'll move on from there. I don't want to plan too far ahead, because I do not know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. Hero management. So we could assign him to a system as a governor, Right? Or we could have him fly around in his ship, I'm sure. To recruit new heroes, you must discover the system where the fabled Academy is located, or build the Academy Embassy, a unique building unlocked by Stage 2 Xenology technology. Okay. Thank you. So what is he actually good at? He has 1 skill point spent. Oops, I pressed the wrong thing there. Here we go. The Academy. What is his 1 skill point? Or this isn't a skill point spent, this is a mastery. He is focused on system resource output. Okay, so he starts with a level of mastery in getting stuff done and flying a ship around, sure. He increases industry in a system by 10% and gives a fleet extra hull plating. I kind of think I'm just gonna assign him to our system. Help us build stuff. Sounds like a good use of your talents. Alright, so somewhere out there are 7 other players, each of them playing a truly bizarre faction, if this game is indeed anything like Endless Legend. Okay, so we've pulled into this system now. I would like to colonize. Ooh. We need to probe these curiosities. I need to figure out what these are. This game has a lot of, like, video in it. Alright, so what do these do? Gain a growth bonus from the outposts of your opponents in this system. Huh. Well done. With an outpost established, migrants will begin to arrive on your new world from your empire in the form of automated civilian ships that you cannot control. Once enough of your people have arrived to form a single population unit, the outpost will become a colony and the system will be yours. Okay. That's interesting. So already it feels a lot to me like, this is less like I am playing an entire civilization, and more like I am playing the ruler of a civilization, and my people are going to behave the way they behave, sort of, in spite of my goals. Be wary, though. Another empire may set up a competing outpost. Use outpost actions to incite faster migration rates and make sure you're the first to establish the colony. And then it will become my planet in 28 turns. Can we make that happen a little faster? Plus 100% food on system for 150 dust. We can invest a little bit. Or we could get plus 100% migration by expending some influence. By marketing the possibility to start over with space, resources, and healthy subsidies, you can double the migration rate from the planet that provides colonists. Okay, man. There's a lot of systems here. Oh, we can zoom in further. Yeah, we really need to figure out what these curiosities are. So I'm going to need to build some more probes. How does that work? Alright, let's have our existing ships follow the orders that they have been given. When he gets over there, I'll see about probes or something. Alright, so we only have one functional planet. It's already building something that I think is pretty important. So I guess let's just move forward. Hey, we've accrued enough influence to pass our first law. Open the Senate screen via the control banner to learn more. So there's a whole government thing happening here. There are 6 political parties and law categories: militarist, scientist, ecologist, pacifist, religious, and industrialist. Crucially, the leading parties of your Senate determine the categories of laws you can pass. In the Active Laws pane, click on the Pass Laws button to see what can be voted. Okay. So this is what we have right now. We have 10% of industry spent for any construction is converted into dust at the end. That seems like a good law. That's an industrialist law, so it's my Senate is mostly industrialist, but there are some militarists. Okay. Let's pass some new laws. More laws will become available after each election. Select the law you wish to pass and click the Pass button. So, the Super Tax Act. No matter how well you try to sell it, when taxes go up, nobody is happy. What about people who like having functional public infrastructure? I bet they're happy. While it won't lead to revolution, this latest hike in value-added tax does cause some discontent. So we'll lose approval, but we'll get a lot more dust for citizens. Overnight, this law can transform your empire's defensive strength. Once passed, all systems enjoy an immediate significant rise in the size of ground forces. Okay, so that's what this means. It's, it's like garrison. Every family is ordained to send their eldest born to the military. Moreover, with the supplementary edict of instituting a routine of persuasive sermons that rejoice in the life of the soldier, armies will grow faster. Okay, that's not my favorite thing right now. Primarily a way to turn technology and science development into new cool gadgets, this law was much derided for simply coming up with new ways for the average citizen to waste time and resources. But, hey, people like wasting time and resources. It makes them happy. Everybody loves good news from the frontiers of the Empire, and this legislation helps to formalize and encourage the feel-good factor that comes with the founding of a new colony. As well as instituting an official period of national celebration, this rule further fosters the whole population's sense of contentment by lowering the barriers for industrial expansion. So plus 25 approval for 5 turns when acquiring a new colony in any way, basically. That's a really cool idea, actually. I'm assuming that approval will work to some degree like it does in Endless Legend, where having more settlements causes your approval to drop. So this, offsetting that approval drop effect for those crucial first turns of the colony, will allow you to, get some building done and stuff. Or we can just lower our fleet costs. Well, I think this is probably not a big deal. Okay, so laws don't encourage particular ideologies, but they may require ideologies. Well, I don't think that we really need military stuff just yet. I don't want to prioritize approval over science, I don't think. I don't actually know... What does our approval look like right now? Can I see what's Hadar... What are you thinking, Hadar? I can't see my approval level. Where is that information? It's going to take me a while to get good at reading all of the UI. Okay, here we go. 50 and 63%. So actually, a 25% boost in approval would probably move us up into another approval bracket, which might give us some resulting status effects, increasing some of our resource output. I don't really want to slow down my tech, but let's see exactly what approval does for us. So I'm gonna go for this. Empire Entertainment and Education Initiative. Past laws immediately apply their powerful effects. However, an upkeep and influence must be paid based on the number of systems owned and the law power. If paying this upkeep becomes impossible, then laws start being abrogated progressively. Okay. Well, it looks like our law upkeep is currently 0. So, not a big deal. That's an awkward place for that to be. So I'm not really sure what we can do with this ship now. Okay, that's our first civilian transport thing. So I guess it's really important to protect the lanes between the ships, or between your colonies and your outposts, rather, and your home. Okay, so it looks like I can do any amount of exploring over the life of the ship. It's just I can only do it a couple of times per turn. Well, that's fine. Launch probes in order to explore the vicinity of this star system. Huh. Oh, my probe stock refreshes over time. There's a cooldown. Okay, well let's check out what kind of cool stuff is on Delphinus 1. What have we uncovered? Some aurora waves. Gleaming multicolored auroras last all day and night, moving eerily across the surface of the planet. Though their properties are greatly appreciated by residents and tourists, the electromagnetic residue is a headache for scientists. Okay. I mean, getting our Empire-wide approval up is of some value, and all ships in this fleet have been granted +5 experience. And we have to wait until we generate more probes before we can do anything else with this guy. Okay, well, he's definitely staying here until that happens. So, now that we've passed this law, we're +10% food and plus 10% influence. Is that all that it does? I guess so. So, how does an empire emerge victorious? Select the Victory tab to learn many ways an empire may become the galaxy's dominant civilization. The Victory tab? Ship designs? Because it said click the Victory tab, but then it didn't actually, it didn't have anything highlighted. Oh no, it's up here. It totally did. I'm just dumb. Okay. So there are 6 victory types, it looks like. Can you give me more information? You're not. Okay. I can't zoom in or out on this. Hold on a second. I actually am very curious about that. The number of quests you have completed, the number of deeds you have achieved, the number of wonders you own. These things contribute to your wonder victory. Star system improvements built within your empire, trade routes in your empire, and trading company headquarters contribute to the economic victory. Oh no, okay. Generate a total amount of dust over the course of the game to win. Okay, so yeah, just make 630,000 dust. No big deal. Build the victory wonder a certain number of times to win. You've built 0 out of 3 required obelisks of all space-time. That's a hell of a name. You can win by score if you just wait the game out. This is the failsafe. If nobody manages to win the game, somebody will win the game when the computer is tired of playing. Bring all the major factions' home systems under your control. I own 1 out of the 8 required major factions' home systems. I'm pretty sure we're all going to be tied at first. Bring a certain percentage of all the star systems under your control. We have to have 40. And this requires us to research 4 technologies of the Endless. Okay, so the victory conditions look very familiar to me. These are basically Endless Legend victory conditions. Alright, yeah, you're going to stay put. And we're going to hit end turn. We're going to get our construction finished. Solo quest started. It's like a knife through your heart. You joke, Hadri, you say, knowing the Sheridan never jokes. He shakes his head. The weapon signature leaves no doubts. You stare out at the starfield, anger growing. A United Empire fleet fired upon by a fellow UE vessel of obsolete design. How old? 25 solar cycles at least, Your Imperial Majesty. We think there must be an outpost out there somewhere. The knife twists. This is no reactionary rebellion. This is something fomented decades ago, meticulously planned, kept hidden with a military-like focus. Few would possess the courage, the resources, the sheer iron will to see through such an undertaking. Who would do such a thing? You thought the uprisings were a thing of the past, crushed forever when you disposed of Duke Anatov, and finally united the Empire all those years ago. Your heart chills. Could Lena, a bitter, ungrateful Lena, have hatched such a diabolical plot? Or maybe it was Hadri, so-called First Protector Hadri Lenko, so near and yet so far from the seat of power. Or perhaps it was Petra Manzukic, she who could trace her line to the great Mizari clans who lusted over a greater power. No. This way lies madness. These are loyal subjects. But I will find the perpetrator. Slowly, methodically. You cling to the thought, a lifeline in an ocean of dark musings. Hadri coughs. What is your command, Your Imperial Majesty? So, we make choices and they actually change what the objective and what the reward are. That's interesting. So we can explore 10 curiosities to gain daily slogan, which gives us more food on outpost transfer. We can stockpile 600 dust. That doesn't sound like it would be too hard. And as a reward, we'll get an outpost. Or we could intimidate. The moral response, the effective response, is to turn to violence. I don't know if I agree with that. But if we did it, we'd get plus 10% damage on all our ships. I want another outpost. That sounds good to me. Although, exploring 10 curiosities is a thing we want to do anyway, and this will make us good at expanding for the rest of the game. You know what? Let's go this way. We're going to explore 10 curiosities. Better to keep this matter private, or else be made a laughingstock. Sending a small fleet to locate and deal with the rebel outpost, discreetly and efficiently, is the right response. So we'll have to send ships out to, yeah, okay. Or add the curiosities to the construction queue if you own the system. Oh! I don't have to use my probes to explore curiosities if I own the system. That's interesting. But that would mean I have to wait for it to become an actual colony, right? Okay. I don't think I'm going to wait. Let's just go ahead and pop a probe on this. Presumably, we will eventually get better at taking over planets and it won't take 20-something turns. Your analysis of the atmospheric anomaly has revealed that this planet is irradiated. How unfortunate. Well, we got some XP. I'm pretty bummed about that. Planet was looking real cool until that happened. So, how exactly does population affect resource output? Let's go have a look at our existing colony. So we have 24 food. Let's see. What are all these icons? Okay, this is our defensive strength. This is our infantry, our number of infantry. Our upkeep cost. Okay, we can set sort of a simple AI to do all our building for us. You can get more citizens, obviously. The type of population that will appear when this growth gauge is filled, Imperials. Okay. Imperials give influence. He shall give military strength. Right. We know this. The system is diverting part of its growth to Delphinus. It will regularly send automated ships. Okay, so we're effectively losing some food, which Delphinus is taking. But, like, what is the actual output of a population? Like, when I gain one population, what's going to happen? There's a pretty detailed breakdowns of our resources, which I do really appreciate. This makes it so much easier to figure out systems when you don't know how they work. This means it's my capital. Okay, well, I don't 100% know. What does this do? System populations can be politically influenced by many different events. Battles fought, constructions built, the appearance of a great hero. Events that have impacted the system's population are shown here. Note, however, that the reaction to these events could be very different depending on the exact population in question. You wouldn't, after all, expect a Tikkanen to respond to the outbreak of a war like a Hiroshima. No, of course not. That would be silly. As you can see, events are organized into one of the 6 different political categories. Click on a different category to see which events have, The strength of the political reaction can be seen by the size of the symbol. It's a little bit imprecise, maybe, but, okay. These reactions can be anticipated by examining the political preferences of the individual populations. Okay. It sort of makes sense. So, the scientists are doing pretty well in our political system. Because we're exploring curiosities, that makes people want to be sciencey. And I picked a sciencey objective for our main quest. The existence of Hisho population gives us some military stuff. Okay. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. Alright, let's see how different populations respond to different political events. If we must. Let's open the Senate screen. Click on the Population Details button. Cravers itch for a fight, Sophons worship at the altar of science, and the Vodyani yearn for a spiritual life. In fact, each population type holds their own unique political beliefs. First, every population type has a fixed political output. Here, also, we can learn about how they will react to different political events. This includes 3 specialized political traits that can enhance, suppress, and convert their reactions to specific categories of events. Okay. Overall political sensitivity of any system is an interplay of the native population's natural inclinations, together with their reaction to current events. Man, there is a fancy thing happening here. It's going to take me some time to figure this stuff out. By hovering the cursor over one of the politics in the politics list, you learn which events trigger the highlighted politics. Learning to understand how your population's politics can be aligned with your long-term goals is an important part of leading a successful empire. So, when an event increases scientist support, Imperial population will also increase that support in equal amount. Imperial population will also add an equal amount of support to industrialist policies. Okay. So, industrialist political opinion is more impacted by political events. We're anti-ecologists, so ecologist political opinion is less impacted by ecologist events. And we're pragmatic, so science events support industrialist political opinion. And the Hisho have a whole different thing going on. They like the... Oops, I right-clicked. The Hisho dig the military, and they're not particularly interested in influence or science. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to get it. I'm following so far. So we finished our building. I think at this point it makes sense to get even more industry. We'll keep the industrialists in power. Seems fine. And then we have this. So we can scout out along these little roads, right? These sort of paths between systems. We know that there must be something out here. We've discovered pilgrims. The Pilgrims minor civilization in the Octan system. Yeah, sure, let's, well, show me their location. Okay, there's a system right here. Let's start negotiations. Who are you guys? What's your deal? Born from a mix of dissident scientists and intellectuals unhappy with the authoritarian rule of the UE government. Oops. There's a lot of text here. Pilgrim's true calling came when they discovered a vast cache of endless artifacts in the Kuiper belt of an alien star system. Maybe Kuiper belt? I don't know. Still living a semi-nomadic lifestyle as they fed UE retaliatory fleets. Sorry again, guys. The Pilgrims developed a mystical fascination and reverence for the endless. Friends with Sophons, they are a blend of educated scientists and tattooed mystics, and have dedicated themselves to finding the endless homeworld of Tor. Okay, so they tend to be religious, and they will, where they are present, I'm guessing, they give plus science and additional plus science on anomalies. So we can use our influence to flatter key politicians, which will improve our relations with them. The minor faction relations system does seem to be significantly more complicated. We can assimilate the minor civilization by providing assistance with a problem. If we had better relations, we might be able to do that. We could start a war with them if we had the influence. Obviously, that will boost the political impact of these actions is going to matter too, isn't it? Man. Alright, we're going to have to keep track of a lot of things, a lot of balls in the air at the beginning here. We will soon figure out which of these things we can sort of ignore, which of these things are most important. We can trigger the migration of a unit of population from this system to the closest system that we own, so we can integrate these guys into our population. Alright, well let's praise them. I have some influence. Let's try to improve our standing with them. Our relations is the word I want. Alright, for 10 turns, making another action will increase the value and reset the duration. Oh, okay, if we pay for praise again, it means. Okay, I see. Oh, I'm not closing my old notifications. Alright, so you'll get there next turn. And for the moment, I don't think we have a lot else to do. I'm sure my opening build order here is completely terrible. But, you know, you don't start knowing these things. Alright, what's the story with this place? Octans is unavailable because it is colonized by the Pilgrims. Or, no, this is the Pilgrims' world. Unavailable, the system... Oh, the whole system belongs to one player, that's right. So this world would be hospitable to us if the system wasn't already colonized. Inhospitable worlds just show inhospitable, regardless of the colonization status. Okay. I guess we're already doing diplomacy with them, so let's stay put until we generate some probes, and then we can explore some curiosities. Get working toward our hidden rebellion goal here. I'm having such a hard time thinking of very simple words. Okay, so what do I want to do? Where do I want to search? Oops. Metallic waters. That's interesting. A medium toxic planet. It's interesting that this didn't play the moment we got into the system. Alright, let's explore this curiosity. It is a comatite volcano. Comatite, maybe? Which gives a ton of extra industry. That seems like a really good one. So my ships are gaining XP. I guess I just leveled up since my experience is now, I'm a rookie too. I don't know what the value of that really is. I'm sure it increases my combat stats. But of course I don't know anything about my combat stats, so it's hard to say for sure. 23 turns. Criminy. We've got to be able to improve that. Research complete. Okay. If we generate more food in our existing capital, I wonder if it'll help to send more food along the colony path. Alright, so select a suggested technology or just jump up and do what you want to do. Let's have a look at the thing here. Without further scientific discoveries, your civilization will surely stagnate. Science production must be used to research new technologies, we have our empire development, which is this one. Science and exploration, the military, and economy and trade, each one split into stages. Access to higher stages is granted by researching from the previous stage of the corresponding quadrant. Science cost of technologies increases for each new tech you research. In addition, higher stage technologies also cost more science. Yeah, it's pretty, that's fairly intuitive. So we have access to this. We could pick up botanical scanning, which allows us to, it just says system improvement food. Okay, there's a more detailed text over here. You get a little mouse over. So plus 20% food with more for luxury resources or just a lot of food based on the amount of population you have. That doesn't sound bad. I keep right-clicking. Sure, botanical scanning. That sounds like a fine tech. I think we really want to have a lot of food. It says the cooldown is 1 turn. At least that's how I'm interpreting that symbol. 1 turn. We're definitely not getting a probe every turn. It might not even be every other turn. It's possible that, something here that I'm not fully understanding. Alright, we have one more curiosity to search, then we'll head toward that other system we revealed. We found some ancient ruins. Okay, that's a lot of dust. And we have also gotten 150 dust for our empire from searching the ruins. So now, do I actually... Can I buy stuff out with dust? Because this thing is where I would expect the buy out with dust button to be. Maybe I can only buy things out with influence. It's not, I don't get the choice. So what do I want to really devote my dust to then, I wonder? I suppose at some point there will be trade goods and stuff. Yeah, I suppose for now we just bank it. And our heroes gained a level. Alright, so this is counselor specific. Okay, these are his class skills. And these are his racial skills, his faction skills. And this is something that everybody has, common tree. So, +1 food and industry. What's at the top of these? Okay, he makes heroes not cost anything in this system. Have no upkeep cost. That's pretty cool. Alright, he can make ships in the... is this... Okay, yeah. If he's on a ship, he can make it do 60% extra damage. That seems like a lot. That seems really powerful. He can give us approval in our system. Plus damage on fleet. plus money. A lot of extra influence. That's like, wow. Plus 20 influence. It's per turn, right? I think we want to go this way. With our faction being what it is. Yeah, let's go that way. So, why don't we take plus dust per system for now? What do I have to get out here? Use skill points 5 points to this range. So I'm assuming... Alright, well, we'll see as he continues to level up. It does feel like I must be doing something wrong. I'm like not moving my stuff around very much, and we cleared this region, right? All of the curiosities were explored. Alright, let's send you over to here. Because apparently this is a dead end. Now, I'm pretty sure that, I think it is the case, that you can get technology that lets you move around the map in a freer way. So maybe eventually we'll be able to see what is sort of like to the east and the northeast. For now, I guess we just end our turn. It definitely feels like I'm not doing very much each turn. It's possible that I should have made more patrol ships or something. We're still a lot of turns off of botanical scanning. This might be a thing that I use influence for. To buy this out when its cost gets low enough and our stockpile gets high enough that we can do it. Alright. Hadar needs to produce food. Per system level. I'm not sure what system level actually means. This can only be built once per empire. Do I need to be a little more careful with it, maybe? You know what? Let's go ahead and build it. Well, it costs 780 industry. We might be better off, actually, building a smaller food boost in the interim. A smaller boost that becomes available much earlier may provide more food for us through some important strategic breakpoint. Okay, we've become cordial with the pilgrims. They will provide you with a limited portion of their resources. Huh. Let's go have some words with them real quick. So we still need to get up to do this. I'm assuming we'll have to get past this next little mark in the bar, which is not, I think, revealing curiosities on a minor civilization system helps improve your relations. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think that we're going to get all the way up here. This looks like it's got to be 50, and we're at plus 5 per turn. So, actually, we totally are going to make the next threshold. So I was considering praising again, but I guess we can save our influence to use it for rushing tech and buying stuff. Honestly, by the time we can rush this tech, it's going to have so few turns left on it that I don't know if it's even worth it. Alright, so we've entered the Wrath system. Let's just keep exploring anomalies. What is this? Eden incense. Interesting. We've discovered that the planet is mineral rich. And we just got 25 Empire Science. I guess he has another probe. It has been a little while since he's had to send a bunch out. Oh, I clicked right out of that. We discovered some rich soil, got 10 XP. So we need adaptive bureaucracies to settle this. Yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out. I guess if you're done... no, we still have one more. Yeah, we still have one more curiosity. So I guess you're just staying put. Never mind. Well, our empire looks okay. Ooh, what is this?
4 families.
4 families, huh? Oh, you know what? I do know a thing. I think this race, I think this faction is like the mob. Okay, you can attack this empire in your territory and in neutral areas. Only simple negotiations are available. The Lumeris. Uh-oh. The deed Seeker of Truths. Be the first to search 10 curiosities. Someone else has achieved this legendary deed. I didn't even know we were competing for that. Although I did feel like I was going for it, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Where do I see my legendary deeds? They used to be in the tech tree, but that may not be the case here. Okay, no, these are the right kind of thing. You're the first to have 3 unique star system improvements in your empire. This deed will be revealed when your empire has unlocked its requisite technology stage. So there are some things I can't even see yet. Okay, and this was Seeker of Truths. So what is this? 3 unique star system improvements in your empire. I have 0, which has me tied for first. Probably not like a huge shocker. Alright, we should be over 50 with the Octans pretty soon. With the Pilgrims, rather. This is only +3 per turn. Yeah, I'll just let it run. It'll get us to 50. Uchilenko leveling up. Alright, so we pick up a second point of that. We gotta get out to that outer circle as quickly as possible. And it's still gonna be like 100 years until this is... Oh no! Increasing our food growth in the capital must have actually had an effect. So we're going to colonize that quite soon, actually. Oh, Hadar doesn't have anything in the build queue. That's not okay. We haven't found another habitable planet yet, so I don't think I want to produce a settler. We could send out another patrol ship, but, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and build these things? Yeah, so it takes 167 influence just to buy a single turn off of a tech. The exchange rate seems to be pretty bad. We've completed botanical scanning, so I'm not going to take these suggested techs. I mean, I might take a suggested tech, but I'm not going to click from here. Let's actually look at what we have available. So we have to have 2 technologies from this stage in order to move up into the 3rd area of this tree. This gives us more ship designs. This gives us the Academy, which allows us to unlock new heroes. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty valuable. We're making good dust. Cooperative quest started. There are heroes and there are heroes. Legends of prowess, familiar to all, yet witnessed by none. The heroes of these tall tales are a dime a dozen. But in the leaders you have met and in the murmurs of your crews and colleagues, there are stories of other heroes. Living heroes, whose actions and efforts have changed the course of battles and bureaucracies, whose actions and decisions have been pivotal in the rise and fall of empires. And when one speaks of these heroes, masters of dust and its vast powers, one also speaks of the place where they studied, where they learned these feats of strength and genius. It is simply referred to as the Academy. Some seem to present it as a center of higher learning, while others mention it in tones more suitable to worship and epiphany. It would be good to know the truth of all this. It would be good if your ships were the first to make formal contact with it, and meet its leader, shrouded in mystery. They are as few in number as they are great in power, the heroes of the galaxy. They learned their skills at a place simply referred to as the Academy. Be the first to find it, and some of its secrets will certainly be yours. So backtrack the paths of heroes by exploring 5 atmospheric curiosities. Okay, we're on our way there. Participants, it looks like everybody. Whoever does best will get... Okay, there's a significant amount of resources on the line here. Okay, population was added to Hadar. And we have a political survey. The latest survey is in. It appears that the industrialist political party is in the lead. But who knows what might happen on election day. I don't know, this is a pretty serious lead. So I wonder if it is possible to have an election not go the dominant way. Like, I wonder if those are interpreted more as probabilities of victory than they are as shares of voting. That might be interesting. Although also I can see it being very frustrating. Alright, let's keep... This is an atmospheric curiosity too. It's the kind we really need. We've discovered micro-factories, another innovation of the Endless. Some visited planets were sown with these dust-built millimeter-scale factories that convert mineral solids into nutrient chains for crops. Adaptable or trainable to a wide range of ecosystems. They are an enormous boon to food production and agricultural labor. Wow. 3 food per citizen and 10 approval. Seems pretty good. Alright, well, it is time to select a direction. We don't really know where we're going, so I guess arbitrarily let's pick this way. Alright, we found Sirius, a tiny lava planet, an unknown ruins curiosity. Come on, atmospheric curiosities. Nope, no such luck here. And both of the planets are inhospitable. Well, I suppose that's our whole turn. We should probably build another ship or something. Alright, so Delphinus has become ours. Your outpost turned into a colony on Delphinus. Okay, you guys are building infinite supermarkets. We have to start building things here now. So we probably want industry and food. This seems like a building that you will often build to sort of kickstart your colony on a new planet. Alright. Hidar's doing stuff. Okay, we need to go this way now. Actually, there's no through path. Okay, apparently we have to go all the way to the system we intended to go to and then turn around. That's fine, I guess. If you haven't already done so, let's examine a key part of your system's defenses. Manpower, that's what this is, okay. To begin, zoom into the star system management view of any of your Empire systems, so let's do it at home. On this screen you can see your defense percentage. Defense defines how well your system can resist an invasion, and some techs can increase the maximum defensive capacity. Notice that defense is in fact a population resource called manpower. Manpower comes from food. To better understand what manpower is, let's go to the military screen. Okay. You can see more detail. The base increases all the manpower you generate in your systems. All your systems spend manpower, which is automatically added to the Empire manpower at the end of the turn. Okay. Earlier, you saw that some food is converted and sent to Empire manpower. Manpower is split into several parts between systems to provide defense if the system is not under blockade, and fleets. On fleets, manpower is converted into crews, which increase the ship's effectiveness, or the efficiency, and their capacity for the enemy's system invasion. Okay, so you need a large number of soldiers to do an invasion. That makes sense. Fleets replenish manpower when ships have lost crew in battle or are built with an insufficient amount of manpower. Replenishment rates vary according to the location. To increase the manpower capacity, add manpower modules. Okay, makes sense. So the idea of population as military, I think, is one that a lot of 4X games just sort of brush past. Food makes citizens and industry makes military units, and never the twain shall meet. I appreciate that food is going to be creating manpower to crew our ships is going to be an important part of any kind of military thing, because in a lot of 4X games you can have a low food empire that has reasonable sized cities and a huge army, and it always has rankled a little bit. Troops indicate what kind of ground forces you have. They are used during invasions to defend your systems or invade enemy systems. The more manpower, the more troops you have. All troops have their stats: health, damage, and cost. You can upgrade your troops or unlock new troop types. Composition of armies and troop types is the same for systems and ships. So you have infantry, armor, and air, plus 50% damage against air troops. Okay, and there's little upgrade trees for each one, so you have to prioritize them differently and stuff. Okay, that's interesting. There is a lot of stuff going on here. Alright. Let's back out. So we are at 6 of 10 curiosities explored. We are totally getting there. Alright, well, whatever's down here, let's hope that it is packed. Absolutely packed with atmospheric curiosities. Okay, we have become amicable. You can offer to help the minor civilization to gain their goodwill, and they will provide you with a good portion of their resources. So, hold on, let's go check them out. Alright, so right now, relation rewards, 29 Empire Dust, 120 Manpower, 44 Science. Okay, so there's a much greater reason to be, to care about your relations with minor civs in this game. Assist is still not available, so you have to get really high up for that. We could declare war on them. We now have the influence necessary to pay that cost. But I think I'm going to drop another praise on them. I really, really would like to be able to try to do the assimilate action. So selective migration costs 15 what now? Is this a new symbol? Require 15 small trees. 15 copies of the USB symbol. Alright, well, I'm going to praise them. So that'll get us to 80. Over 10 turns. Yeah, let's try that. I'm not in any hurry. We've discovered the Hiroshimas. Shall we? Ooh, what is this? Reavers and scavenging pirates. Okay, our ship is probably not prepared to deal with all these. Sorry, does that say space dietitians? It does indeed. Okay. Minus 10% food consumption. One of the older races of the galaxy, the Hiroshima found a relatively stable evolutionary niche with their simple, pacifist culture that relied on advanced agricultural techniques to ensure their species was always well fed, and lacked one of the basic motivators for conflict. With younger, hungrier races stirring up and down the arms of the galaxy, however, this straightforward, peaceful approach to life will be sorely tested. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to praise them too. Let's all be buddies. So you're spending influence a lot more in the early game in this one. In Endless Legend, mostly you just built up influence in the early game. And then you spent it when the game told you could. Alright, well, we're doing a good job of exploring. I'm a little worried about what's about to happen here. Okay, we did this. So we have enemy vessels. How does this work? There's 2 Prowlers and then also 1 more Prowler. Prowlers have 2,000 health, and they do like 19 damage. Our guy has almost that much health and slightly worse defenses. I was actually kind of expecting our patrol ships to be garbage, but they're not horrible. They're just not very good. Well, we're going to learn how to make real ships at some point here. After Xenology finishes, maybe that would be a good thing to look to.
Oh, we've seen eels more trustworthy than you.
Wow, that was... This and the voice line that played don't really have a lot in common. The battle at Laseth. As leader of an entire civilization, when it comes to battle, your role is a strategic one. Here you can choose a battle tactic and compare the strength of your fleet against the enemy's. Click on the Advance button to learn more. So, they attacked us with their single Prowler fleet. Huh. Yeah, let's click on Advance to learn more. Welcome to the Advanced Battle Setup, your Battle Command HQ. Here you will manage your fleet, select your tactics, and hopefully outfox your opponent. It's always good to know the physical effects of the theater where the battle is taking place. Some theaters, like asteroid fields, can make a huge effect, or can make a huge difference. That makes sense. Once you've established the effects of the theater, the next thing to do is analyze your fleet's strengths and weaknesses. Click on one of the 4 stat icons to learn more. Central panel. The first tab on the left gives you an overview of your ship's trajectories. We'll come back to that. The second shows the relative strengths of the combined offensive and defensive power against the enemies. My power against theirs. While the third focuses on the strength and type of the 2 fleets' weapons. The final examines the effectiveness of their weapons at different ranges. Okay, the thickness of the gauge shows the average compatibility as compared to other ranges. Okay, this is... I mean, it looks cool, but it's maybe not the clearest way to represent information. Note that the thicker the band of color, the more pertinent the information. For example, your strongest weapon is represented by the thickest bar. So now you're equipped with all the relevant intel, let's issue some tactics. Boy, I don't feel that I am. Click on a tactic to learn more. These are my tactics. Turtle, power to shields, or revive and rebuild. Interesting. Plus 75% shield absorption on ships, but minus 10% weapon damage. Best applied at long range? Is that what this means? Together, these tactics compose your tactics set. To determine the optimal tactics, you're going to need to take account of all the intel. Fleet stats, theater effects, and most crucially, the anticipated moves of your enemy. As you can see, altering tactics changes your ship's trajectories. Okay. So it does. Yeah, which in turn will alter the likely distance between your ships and the enemies. This is vital because each weapon has an optimal range. Makes sense. Note that flotilla composition, or flotilla maybe? I'm going to say flotilla. Flotilla composition elements are only relevant when your fleet has 5 or more command points. For now, your ships are grouped in the single central flotilla, and only the middle row of the chosen tactic applies. Don't fancy your chances? Maybe you should retreat. I was thinking I might retreat, yeah. Otherwise, the only thing to do is choose whether you want to watch the battle in glorious 3D and then click fight. I think we should run. That's my read of the situation. So, this diagram shows the balance of projectile damage power between the 2 opposing fleets. Okay, so I do projectile damage and he does energy damage. Is that what this is showing me? It's not that valuable. Okay. So let's close this and have a good look here. We have 16 damage. He has what? 19. He has more damage and more health than we do. I think I just want to run. I certainly don't want to lose my only ship. You're attempting to retreat via an unknown star lane. If the destination is unavailable, your fleet will be destroyed. I can't retreat. Hold on. Can I not retreat via the star lane that I do know? I guess it's going to force me out this side? All right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. This is how we learn things. We successfully fled. And yeah, it retreated me along this star lane. Not 100% sure. Maybe it picks one at random. Oh, they're after us. I suppose they would be. Okay, things are going really well over on Raya. So this is a unique improvement, but we might, now that we're seeing enemy ships, I might want to actually produce a couple ships of my own. Let's queue that up. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. So I hope you guys are fascinated by this game, because I'm fascinated by this game. I suspect that it's going to get quite a bit of play. Come back next time for some more learning, and hopefully maybe a military victory or two. And we'll see you then.